This is the Uke Revolution. I'm Brooke. You're watching a lesson for a 3-song mashup: Dreams, Wicked Game, and Somebody That I Used to Know. In this lesson, you will learn how to play each song individually. I'm going to put a lyric example for each different song part on the screen and give you a demo of that. I'll show you how to strum. I'll show you the chord shapes and some possible variations. We're playing all of them in A minor today. That's how we mash them together, by keeping them in the same key. The only one that's in the original key is Dreams, and I have information for how to achieve the original key for the other two if you're interested in that. And then I'll do kind of a mashup demo of just mixing some of the parts of the different songs together. There's a PDF song chart for this song. Everything that you see on the screen today is on that PDF all together. So we've got all the chord information, and there's all those lyric examples from each part. And then you can just decide how you want to mix and match things on your own. And that song sheet is available for members. You can check the caption below for links to membership information or how to buy just this individual song sheet. Big shout out, big thank you to all my current members. Thank you so much for your continued support. Let's get to it. So we have F major 7, G, F, A minor, and D. So happy about these chord shapes. Moving on. We're going to learn Dreams and Wicked Game first and look at the lyric examples of those, as well as the strum patterns for everything. And then we're going to do Somebody That I Used to Know later, because it's a little bit longer of a chord thing to learn. Dreams is 2 chords the whole time: F major 7 and G. We're playing F major 7 for 4 and G for 4. There are some variations we can use. If you want to try G6 instead of G, you can. G6 has the same shape as E minor 7 on ukulele, so it's the 2nd fret, the C string, and the A string. You can also substitute F for F major 7, but it's not going to sound as like vibey. And then Wicked Game, we've got A minor for 4, G for 4, and D for 8. And then we just repeat that for the whole song as well. As far as spicy substitutions in Wicked Game, you could try A minor 7 instead of A minor. Let's look at strum patterns. So I've got 4 strum patterns for you. The top 2 here are the island strum. One is not chunky and one is chunky. So these are great strums to use for these songs because we're not changing chords in the middle of the bar. The 2 here I'm going to show you later with Somebody That I Used to Know, because we change chords every 2 beats. The change happens faster, so these strum patterns are a little more fitting for that. But we've got down, down, up, and down, chunk, up, chunk, up. So I'm going to play the Dreams chords with this first one, the island strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll play the chunky one with the Wicked Game chords. 1, 2, 3, keep it chunky. 1, up, chunk up, down, chunk up, chunk up, down, chunk up, A minor, G, D, A minor, G, D. So let's look at lyric examples for all the sections in both of those songs. This is the verse from Dreams. Your singing note is the A string for this verse. Now here you go again. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Now here you go again, you say, want your freedom. Well, who am I to bring it down? It's only bad that you should play the way you feel it. Listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. The stillness of remembering what you had, what you lost, what you had. What you lost. And then the chorus. So F major 7, G. Remember I said that it was just that the whole time? I lied a little bit, because there's this interlude that comes after the first chorus in the original production, and it gets left out of arrangements a lot. So I've included it here because it's the only part of the song that's different from that 2 chord riff. So it's here: F major 7 for 4, G for 8, and F for 4. Then we have A minor for 4, G for 8, and F for 4. And then this note here comes from the PDF. It's at the end of a page. So on the end of the page, I just show you what's coming up next. In this case, it's Wicked Game. I'm going to play the chorus, including the interlude. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Thunder only happens when it's raining. And players only love you when they're playing. I say women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You know. G, F, A minor. The world was on fire. Let's see the lyrics for Wicked Game. So this is the first verse and the chorus. And your singing note for Wicked Game is the A string. It's the key tone of A minor. World was on fire and no one could save me but you. 1, 2, 3, go. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. Okay, let's look at somebody that I used to know. It's a little bit more complicated. So for the most part, this song's pretty straightforward like the other two. For the first and second verse, we have A minor for 2 and G for 2, and we repeat that. And then the chorus is similar, but we're going to swap out A minor for F every other bar. So we have A minor for 2, G for 2, F for 2, G for 2, and that repeats. And then we've got the third verse over here where we're kind of mixing and matching some things up, and there's almost a bit of a bridge in the middle of the verse. This is the female vocal verse. So we have the same A minor and G thing for 4 bars, and then we're playing the chorus. If you notice, this second line of verse 3 is the chorus chords. And then we're going back to the verse chords for 2 bars. We have A minor and G, A minor and G here on the third line. Then we have a bunch of G. We've got G for 8, and we do that 4 times. So it's really 8 bars of G. And this is the I don't want to live that way. Da, 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 da. And we'll see the lyrics later anyway. So for this song, we're going to use either this line 3 strum or this line 4 strum, or you can use the island strum again. I'll show you how to do it. But these work really well for these bars that have 2 chords in them. So we have down, up, chunk up, down, up, chunk up. So if you use this strum, you'll play down, up, chunk up for A minor and down, up, chunk up for G. This next one is similar. We're just taking out the up strum. Down, chunk up, down, chunk up. So it's a little less like busy. So let me show you the verse chords with this line 3 strum. Down, up, chunk up, down, up, chunk up. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, G. Down, up, chunk up, 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 down, up, chunk up. And line 4 I'll do with the chorus chords. A minor, G, F, G, repeating that. Down, chunk up, down, chunk up, down, chunk up, down, chunk up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, chunk up, 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 down, chunk up. So it's a bit kind of relentless, right? This like 1, 2, 3, 4. We can use the island strum if you want to mix things up rhythmically a little bit. What you're going to do for these bars that have 2 chords is you play down, down for the first chord, and then up, up, down, up for the second chord. And the same thing here, you're going to play down chunk for the first chord and up, up, chunk up for the second chord. So the chord change comes just a little bit early and it sounds like this with just the verse chords. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, A minor, G. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. We're going to look at verse 2, a chorus, at verse 3 of this song. I just decided to use verse 2 instead of verse 1 because I need to show you verse 3 as well. So we want everything to kind of come together. And the singing note for somebody that I used to know is the E string. You can get addicted. I'm going to do the down, chunk up, down, chunk up, down, chunk up, down, chunk up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness. Like resignation to the end, always the end. So when we found could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends. Well, I'll admit that I was glad that it was over. Moving right along. So for the chorus, your singing note is the A string. But you didn't have to cut me off. 1, 2, 3, let's go. But you didn't have to cut me off. Make out like it never happened and that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and that feels so rough. And you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. Guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Let's see that verse 3 is a little bit different, right? And we've also got how to end the whole thing here. So to end the song, really to end the mashup or the arrangement, you can just play A minor. It doesn't matter which song or which part you're on. You can end with any of the song parts, any line you want, just resolve to the A minor. So I'm going to do that down, chunk up, down, chunk up. But when I get to these G's, I'll probably do some island strum. And then on this G, hung up on somebody that you used to know, we're just going to strum down somebody that you used to know. And we're going to drop out the rest of the strum pattern, just like they do in the original production. There's kind of a stop on that G. So just one down strum for that G on hung up on somebody that you used to know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now and then I think of all the times you screwed me over. But at me believing it was always something that I'd done. I don't wanna live that way, reading into every word you say. You said that you couldn't let it go, and I wouldn't get you hung up on somebody that you used to know. A minor. That was an abrupt ending, but I'm just showing you how you just play the A minor when you want to get out. So now that we've seen all of the chords and all these demos of them, now I want to show you some original key information. So it's the original key for Dreams. You don't have to change it if you want to play in the original key. For Wicked Game, you can play these chords with capo 2, or instead of these chords, you can play B minor, A, and E. And somebody that I used to know is going to be a little bit more complicated to convert. You could use capo 5, it's kind of high with these chords, or you can use D minor and C instead of A minor and G in the verse 1 and 2. For the chorus, you've got D minor, C, B flat, C instead of these. So then you're going to kind of take that info and swap some things around to make verse 3. So for verse 3, we've got a lot of still those verse chords, the A minor and G repeating a lot. That's just D minor C. The second line of that, like I mentioned before, those are just the chorus chords. So you would play these chorus chords. And then it's back to those verse chords. And then instead of playing a bunch of G, you're going to play a bunch of C. So you got to do a little tiny bit of brain gymnastics to figure out verse 3, but that's the way you do it. So I'm going to play just a little random mashup of some different parts. And I'm going to start with verse 2 of somebody that I used to know, because this is the one I know like the least well. I want to do the lyrics for it. And then I'm going to go backwards into Wicked Game and Dreams and kind of go back and forth between these two, I think. That's what I've decided to do. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. 1, 2. Just a minor G. Here we go. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness, like resignation to the end, always the end. So when we found that we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends, but I'll admit that I was glad that it was over. So, wicked game, what a wicked thing to do. You make me dream of you, and I don't want to fall in love. And I don't want to fall in love with you. So we're back to dreams. We're on the dreams chord now. Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to bring you down? Now I'm going to do a little wicked game. What a wicked thing to do. Make me dream of you, and I'm back to dreams. You know, 'cause thunder only happens when it's raining. No, I don't want to fall in love. Back to dreams chorus again. Players only love you when they're playing, and I don't want to fall in love with you. So now I'm back to the chorus of somebody that I used to know again. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. So as always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm here to help. Thanks for hanging out and making music with me today. See you next time with another lesson. Happy strumming and stay funky, everybody. Peace out.